There are many important reasons why we lunge and why we must understand how to correctly and efficiently work a horse on the lunge. This means carrying out the correct safety procedures and using the best exercise to benefit the horse. Firstly, we need to ensure the horse and handler are in the correct PPE equipment, standing for personal protective equipment. We can see from the horse demonstrated within the video. Firstly, he is wearing a lunge cabotin. It is fitted tightly so that it does not slip towards the horse's eye and so that you have a contact down the lunge line to the horse's head. He is wearing a bridle for the training aid to be attached to and for control. Some people may choose to put the lunge line around the head for further control with a strong horse. It should be noted that the horse in the first clip of this video being used is not wearing boots because of a diagnosed infection on the legs. However, in normal circumstances, all horses should be wearing front and back protective boots, usually brushing boots. Overreach boots should also be worn. This particular horse is in a Pessoa. Other equipment which is commonly used as an alternative to this would be a well-fitted roller or saddle to attach side reins or bungee reins to. There are many different types of training aids which all encourage different movement. For example, side reins can be attached to encourage the horse into an outline, developing their top line and getting a horse used to this contact. They encourage the horse to work long and low, and when going forward are able to develop a good rhythm. A Pessoa is a system of ropes and pulleys which encourage the horse to stretch down, working long and low. The difference with this training aid is that it helps the horse work correctly from their hindquarters, bringing their back end underneath them correctly. They will strengthen up from behind, helping them to improve in all paces. In a further clip to be shown, we can see that a branded version of a Pessoa by John Whittaker is being used. This has extra clips so that it can be adjusted in many different ways depending on the fitness of the horse and what you are trying to achieve from the lunging session. The handler is shown to be wearing full PPE equipment, including an approved riding hat with her hair tied back, stopping it from getting caught. Riding gloves to prevent rope burn, suitable footwear as your toes will need to be protected if the horse suddenly spooks, and lastly, she is not wearing any jewellery or accessories. In the video shown, the handler is using the proper and correct technique to enable the horse to be working efficiently. With this particular horse, he is being lunged with the intention of strengthening his top line and build up on his muscle in particular areas such as his neck and his hindquarters. Because he is a young horse, he will only be having a short session on the lunge. This is also because he requires further muscle build-up to increase his stamina. We can see that the handler in this video is wearing correct PPE equipment as demonstrated before. We can see that she is holding her lunge rope straight in front of her, directed towards the horse's shoulder, to try and prevent him from falling in. Because of this habit of the horse, it means that the lunge rope sometimes slacks. Lunge ropes should be kept unravelled, untwisted and taut so that the horse or handler do not trip or get tangled. The correct way of thinking about this is by having a hypothetical triangle shape from the top of your lunge whip to the horse's shoulder and back down your rope towards yourself, ensuring that the horse stays out on the circle and does not fall in at particular points. We can see that the handler in this video is pivoting in the middle of the school, staying in the same place without wandering up or down. This means that there is an even circle, encouraging this particular horse to keep a balanced rhythm without falling in and dropping his shoulder. This is also beneficial when there are other people riding or working from the ground in the same arena, preventing collisions. She is lunging in a safe environment. The surface is a deep sand and rubber arena, meaning the horse will not slip and the fences keep the arena enclosed. When you are lunging, you should encourage the horse to go into a forward walk. The horse shown in the video takes positive voice commands and body language encouragements through transitions because he has not been lunged regularly. The trot of the horse is not overly consistent, however he has a good forward rhythm. He is being lunged in a Pessoa because he needs to strengthen his outline for when being ridden. It also helps encourage muscle build-up along his top line. We can see that the bungee lines on this Pessoa is helping the horse go in a consistent contact, enabling him to hold a beneficial outline which will build his muscle. This horse is slightly green on the lunge, showing that he is excitable when asked to move forward into canter. However, the handler has to ensure that she keeps the lunge rope taut and he does not suddenly move out or in on the circle. Usually when lunging, the lunge line needs to be in a consistent contact with the whip facing forward to enable maximum control of the horse. Horses are lunged for many particular reasons. We use different training aids and exercises to suit each individual horse's needs. An example is the young chestnut thoroughbred in the video, who is a young horse in retraining, gaining muscle build-up and a good outline. When a horse is being lunged to help with retraining, it may also need to improve on its stamina. Often used in recovery from injuries, when the horse can't be ridden, it's especially useful to enable the horse to stretch and be supple in its joints. Many competition horses will be lunged to keep up their intense exercise routine. They are often lunged in training age such as a Pessoa to keep up their good shape. Lunging can be a very effective way of introducing a young horse to being worked, getting them used to having a contact and having their tack on. People lunge young horses in many different methods, such as using long stirrups and dummies before introducing a rider and more weight on their back. Using this method of exercise, it can be of value to a young horse because it teaches them confidence and independence, working away from the handler on a circle. This is a good basis of training for the young horse before it is mounted. On the opposite hand, we lunge to encourage flexion and suppleness within an old horse which may be stiff. A horse may be stiff to one particular rein, which is why many people encourage muscle build-up on that particular rein using side reins. All training aids can be adjusted to the horse's particular needs and changed when they are improving on such. Due to these aids and doing circles on the lunge, the horse is being encouraged to bend and can be asked for flexion either right or left, helping with softness and suppleness on the ground and when being ridden. A common problem that occurs is when a horse is asked to overbend. This is strenuous for the horse and can cause damage to their muscles. In addition, people often lunge as a measure of time saving. 20 minutes of hard work on the lunge is equivalent to 40 minutes being ridden. Lastly, lunging is beneficial when a horse appears to be fresh and needs to be lunged as a warm-up before riding. We must ensure that if lunging for these reasons, the horse is still given a thorough warm-up and given a proper cool-down, as to allow the horse to stretch and not put too much strain on the joints. A horse must be lunged on a proper surface and enclosure, as demonstrated in these videos. If you don't do this, it could risk slipping and injuries, particularly in a fresh horse. From this video, we have enhanced our knowledge of how to incorporate the correct technique of lunging, with how we want this to benefit the horse and how we can suit it to each different horse's needs, whether they are old horse, young horse, or in retraining.